What? Look at that. That looks like a good trailer there.
Yeah, it's raining, and it is 36 degrees. It's my day off though. Had to come over here. I just pulled up to the lake, and I'm kind of waiting. We got spotty showers today. It was like a wintry mix. It seems like it's warm enough that we're just getting rain right now. But I've been driving through, just a little shower here and there, and it'll quit raining. And I gotta go fishing, man. I gotta go fishing. It's my day off. I only get to go once a week, maybe. Sometimes twice a week, if I'm fortunate. But this is the day off, so I gotta get out here. I'm trying to get psyched up sitting in the truck. It's supposed to get up to like 40 today. Off and on showers. Overcast conditions, obviously. Light wind. I mean, wind's gonna be like 3 to 5. No big deal there. Had to pull into Walmart. I forgot my socks. I've got my layering system figured out. If you actually leave me a comment on your guys' layering system. It's kind of a thing that you have to figure out on your own, but I've kind of got it fine-tuned over the last couple of years. The winter layering system, it's really important to wear like several thin layers instead of just a bunch of bulky layers, or at least that's how I do it. But I left the house, I didn't have socks, so I had to pull in Walmart and go buy some socks, because I'm definitely gonna need some warmer socks today. I don't know what's going on out here. I'm thinking the water temps are going to be high 40s, like 49, maybe 50, maybe 51. I'm going to try to get a big spinnerbait bite. I want to talk to you guys a little bit about fishing these bigger spinnerbaits in the winter, in the cold water period, in the winter time and stuff. It's kind of overlooked. It's something that I've been kind of playing around with the last couple of years, and I've had really good success with it. But the water is still clear enough that a jerkbait and stuff's going to work. But when that water gets really, really stained, say if we had a really heavy downpour and that water's in the mid 40s and it's really, really stained, that big spinnerbait is something that's gonna get you some bites. So we're gonna go out there and throw that thing around. We're definitely gonna throw a jerkbait. I got some finesse stuff. I got a little finesse jig from Cumberland Pro that I'm gonna kind of play around with, see if I can get some bites on that. But last time I was over here, the shad were real thick out there in that 20-foot zone, out off the bank. And there were definitely some fish relating to those. So I've got, you know, the underspin tied on. I like that underspin. I'm playing around with the spoon, just trying to work on a little bit of offshore stuff. I gotta get psyched up. I gotta take some deep breaths, get my mind right, and get out there. Hopefully I'll be able to get some footage. I've got this silicone putty that Yellowtech has, and I'm gonna have to get all my cameras waterproofed. So we're gonna do that. I'll let you go. I will see you out there on the water. Subscribe if you have not, hit that like and a little bell notification. Here we go.
We got here. That snag that sucker. I knew it felt weird. Down there looking at it. It's down there looking at it. There's fish everywhere. They just won't bite. It's frustrating. They're down there sitting all around that shad. Little belly swelled up, starting to rain. Probably gonna put this chesty away. fish. It is freaking cold out here, guys. It's hailing, sleeting, and raining. 35 degrees. Gloves are soaking wet. Crazy. I'm out of my mind. Starting to find some fish, not big ones, but something. Jerkbait's almost as big as him. I've been fishing this jerkbait really slow and not getting really any bites, and I've really picked up the cadence, and I've had 3 bites really quick. I mean, they're not big ones, but I am getting some feedback, which is real important. You know, the whole thing with the jerkbait is figuring out the cadence, and that's what takes the longest time. So like I said, I'm just kind of giving it a twitch, twitch, pause, twitch, pause, twitch, twitch, pause, twitch, pause, and fishing it a lot faster. The water temp's 49 to 50 degrees, so it's not, you know, super cold to where you would have to just let it sit for a long time. So anyway, I just got this. This is a KVD. It's that deep diver, Strike King KVD jerkbait, and I don't know what the color is, golden shiner or something like that. It's kind of got the black back, kind of gold sides, white belly. It's a 3-hook model, which I like. It's got a little bit of lead on the front, little suspend strip there. It's got that deeper bill. This thing gets down about 9 to 10 foot, something like that. Those fish have been hitting it at about 7 foot. I got 12-pound test, just 12-pound fluorocarbon, and I got a snap. I like to use that snap. I can change out jerkbaits and stuff. Never have a problem with the snap. And I got my little jerkbait rod. This is a 6'8" Hawgz Custom Light jerkbait rod. It's the topwater jerkbait rod, and just a Hawgz reel, like a 7 to 5, I think. So it's a pretty sweet little setup. Let me get back after it. Kind of seeing a little sign of sun, so that's good because it's been sleeting. That's a big old wad of stuff there. There we go, another jerkbait fish. Little spotty out here. Just pull up to fishing these bluffy type stuff, and saw some shad here earlier. Marked them. Decided to come back, and first cast caught me this little fish. Not the biggest fish by any means, but it's fun. Just jerk and pause, jerk. It was a little bit faster retrieve. I've had to slow it down a little bit since earlier, but I don't know. Kind of tough out here. It quit raining, so that's a good thing. I'll talk to you a little bit about jerkbait fishing here in a little bit. Go down this bank a little bit more where I mark those shads, see if I can get another bite. There we go, that's better fish. A lot better fish there, guys. There we go. That's a nicer fish. Just keep poking away at it. It's a little bit early for the good jerkbait fishing, but you're still able to pick up some fish. That's a nice, solid fish. Nothing wrong with that one. Still throwing that KVD deeper diving jerkbait. That fish was up shallow. It's a pretty wide fish. Got a nice little belly on him. I'm just fishing these bluff banks. You know, fish this lake a lot, and I'm kind of just doing a little bit of exploring today, fishing some stuff that I don't normally fish. Just kind of playing around, and I'm having a little bit of results. It's a nice fish. What's up, folks? I want to talk to you a little bit about some of the jerkbaits that I've used over the years and got some confidence in. Today I was throwing this Kvd Deep Diver, and it's kind of a gold shiner color. I'm not sure what the name of it is, but it gets down there around that 10-foot zone pretty good on 10-pound test. I was throwing it on 10-pound fluorocarbon. It's got that black back, kind of gold and chrome sides, and it's got a white belly. It's got the 3 hooks on it. I like a bait with 3 hooks. Seems like you get those fish a little bit better. A lot of times if you just get them on 1 hook, one of these other hooks will reach around and grab them while you're fighting. You'll get them hooked out like on the outside of the gill plate or whatnot. And I'm throwing this on, I usually throw it on 8-pound test, but this year I decided to go to 10-pound. I don't know why. Actually, I think I just didn't have any fresh 8-pound tests, so I just tied on 10. So I'm trying that out, and so far it seems to be just fine. But 8 to 10 to 12 is typically what you'll want. 8's going to get you down there a little bit deeper, but if you're fishing around wood and stuff, you might want to bump up to 12. Just whatever you want to do on that. I always run the snap. I like a snap on there. I can just change different colors, because a lot of times it's about making several different color changes until you figure out something that the fish are interested in. This is a pretty good little jerkbait. I've been throwing it around this year, and it does consistently get down there in that 10-foot zone. As far as the rod and reel setup, everybody's got a different opinion on that. Something between a 6'8" and a 7-foot. A lot of guys throw 7-foot. I like this little 6'8". It's a Hawgz Custom Light. It's the LCL TWJB, so it stands for top water jerkbait rod. Super light rod. I mean, you can fish all day with it. It doesn't wear you out. It's got good action. It's got a real fast, kind of moderate fast tip. Look at that. But then it gets some backbone pretty quick. So you can let that fish suck it in. You won't pull it away from him. It does a great job. Caught some pretty nice fish on this rod. Been throwing it for a couple years now. I like it. And then I like a 7-to-1 or so, 7-1, 7-5, something like that gear ratio. Reel something a little bit faster, because you can always just slow your cadence down. And speaking of cadence, that's the whole key with jerkbait fishing. You got to figure out the cadence. Today, I was fishing it real slow with long pauses, probably 5-6 second pauses, and I wasn't getting any response. And I actually started working it a little bit faster, so I was just kind of jerk and let it sit for a second, jerk, let it sit for a second, and then jerk, let it sit for a second, moving it fairly fast. And then I started picking up a few bites. The places to key on for jerkbait fishing are usually transition points, and it's going to depend on the lake, obviously, but some of the places that I look for around here are just any kind of transition points. We got deep water coming up to shallow water, those kind of areas. Some rock mixed in. This lake's got a lot of grass in it, so the outside of the grass line is always a good place to try. Points, any kind of pinch point areas, just your normal type of areas that you would think that fish would be in the wintertime. Some of the jerkbaits I've used, this Megabass Vision 110. I mean, that's the hype. Everybody knows about this. This is an excellent jerkbait. This is a Western clown color, so you got this kind of chartreuse, got the silver, and then got the white. I like this. I'm showing you that KVD. This is a great color on overcast days, and it's actually a pretty good all-around color. I've had good luck on it with sunny days too, but on overcast days, something that's got a little bit of chartreuse or something in there, and definitely that white belly seems to make a difference for me. This is an excellent jerkbait. They make it in the +1 and +2 versions. This is just the standard Vision 110. The Lucky Craft SP100. This is another great jerkbait. This is more of that mid price point. These are like $14, $15, or the Megabass is $25, pretty expensive. And you can see how I've got this weighted here. That's another thing. You want these things to suspend, and a lot of times you got to play with them. Some of them don't suspend right out of the package. One way to get them to suspend is add some split rings. I've added a couple split rings on that. You can put the tape suspended strips on the belly right there. Typically I put on the belly, or the suspended dots, or you can upsize this hook. You can go from, say, a 5 to a 4, and that's going to make that thing ride like this, and it's going to make it suspend. You just kind of got to play around with them, and it changes in the water temperature. You got 51, 52 degree water temps. That same jerkbait is not going to act the same in 42, 43 degree water temps. So you got to kind of get them weighted out. Another jerkbait that I've thrown around a lot is the Spro Mix Stick. I think this is called Bandit color. This is a great little jerkbait. Once again, you can see I've got that little split ring on that front hanger. Good jerkbait. This kind of acts more like a Rogue. It's got the same kind of action as the Rogue. And the Shadow Wrap. It's got a completely different profile. It's more of a flat-sided jerkbait. You see that? This is another good one to throw around. And I mentioned the Rogue. This is an old standard, man. This color right here, that black back chrome side and that orange belly. Excellent jerkbait. It's got a completely different sound. This is when the water gets really cold. I think this has a really good action that draws bites when a lot of these other jerkbaits don't. Sometimes you have to throw this on a spinning rod, especially when you got some wind. It's a lot lighter than these other ones. You know, these old school jerkbaits are pretty light. They don't have the weight transfer technology like some of the newer stuff does. Another one that I've thrown around is this 6th Sense. I believe it's called the Provoke. I love that color. It's kind of, I guess it's like a threadfin shad or whatever. I put that chartreuse on there. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I put a little bit of chartreuse on that side just to make it pop a little bit. This is a good casting jerkbait. You know, this shorter bill, these are all going to get down in that 5-foot range, and the stuff like that is going to get down there in about that 8-foot range, and then that KVD one's getting down there in around that 10-foot range. Great color here. This is that KVD Jerkbait Pro Blue. I love the Pro Blue. You got to have a Pro Blue You got to have this kind of NC eggshell color, or you know, a French pearl. It's got that belly that's bright right there. And then you also need some more translucent colors, something like this. I think this is called like Clearwater Minnow. As far as sizes, you know, you got the standard 110s and the 100s, but these little SP 78s, man, these, you got to get some of these too. This is a lot smaller jerkbait. This is made by Lucky Craft. This is called Baitfish. A really good color. Caught a lot of fish on that one. This is a new one I'm trying. I just bought this the other day. It's kind of got that crappie look. I haven't picked up any fish on it, but I really haven't thrown it much, so I'm excited about that one. And then the other jerkbait that looks like the Vision 110 is this RC Sticks made by Lucky Strike. It's a cheaper jerkbait. It's different. It doesn't cast quite as good, and it has a tendency to roll out a little bit, but it still is a pretty good jerkbait. And it's like an $8 price point, something like that. But when the water gets really cold, I'm talking like 42 degrees, this emerald shiner color, it really, really works. Something about that darker colored head, you know, sometimes the red nose and the red head plays, but this more kind of translucent, it almost looks like a dying shad. This is a really, really good color for the really, really cold water periods. And this Jackal Re-Range is another good jerkbait. This thing casts a mile. It's got some kind of weird magnetic transfer system, so when you cast it, it like pops. It sounds like it's broke, but this thing will really get out there. And this is, you know, like that 4 to 6 foot diver, probably 4 foot. This one's a little bit shallower. It's got a little bit different action. It's kind of got that chartreuse belly on it. So just got to play around with jerkbaits, buy you some, get you basically like 4 different colors. And it depends on the day as far as the colors. You know, some of your brighter white colors like the French Pearl and stuff are going to play on the cloudy days. That gold with the white belly, I like that on the cloudy days. And then when you got real slick sunny conditions, something like this Clearwater that's kind of see-through. And then there's, you know, there's so many different variations of colors. You can get really, really carried away. I got tons of jerkbaits. It's ridiculous. But I end up picking up some of these ones that I just showed you most of the time. I've got a lot of confidence in those. So you got to start with your confidence baits and go from there. One more color that I'll show you I didn't mention is, where's it at? I thought I had it pulled out for you guys. Last bait I'll show you is this little bluegill colored SP78. This is made by Lucky Craft. You need something bluegillish in your jerkbait arsenal. Some days they want that bluegill color. It's got the orange throat, really finessey little jerkbait. And a lot of times you got to go from that 110, that 100 size down to this 78. And a lot of times it's in really cold water. They get kind of weird and they want something more finessey. You might have to throw this on the spinning rod. I can throw that on that little jerkbait rod that I've got right there. And that's really it, guys. Go out and give some jerkbaits a try. You know, it's winter time right now. We're really getting into that winter. The water temps are still kind of warm, but once that water gets in like the 46, you know, 45, 46, those shad kind of start getting weird and kind of dying off and getting weak. And the fish will start munching on those jerkbaits. So thanks for coming along. Appreciate it. Subscribe, hit the little bell notification. Give me a thumbs up if you like my content. That's a great way to support the channel. And leave comments. Comments are the deal. You know, YouTube looks for videos that have a lot of comments. So if you can leave a comment, even if it says thanks or nice video or whatever, you don't have to get all descriptive. It's no, you know, it's not like you got to write a book or anything. Just a little comment that helps this channel grow a whole bunch. You guys have been great. Until next time.